Guys, Lana Parrilla! Come on!
Hi! Thank you.
Hang on, one more time. Lana Parrilla is here!
Thank you.
Thank you for carving out some time to come hang out with us. Welcome back to Build. It's so nice to have you here.
Likewise, happy to be here.
Thank you. Very excited to have you here. We've got a ton of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the show. I want to find out how you're doing. But I wanted to start things off, and I kind of want to end things with a serious note, something you've been working very hard on, and I just want to make sure everyone tuning in right now and at the end catches this. I just wanted to highlight HispanicFederation.org/donate.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, just really quick, I want to put that out there because I think every day there's tons of stuff going on. It can be very easy to lose track of something or forget about something, and this is monumental. This is important. We have to think about our fellow Americans. You've been working so hard and doing so many amazing things to raise awareness for this. So I just wanted to, one, thank you for that, and two, encourage people if they haven't already.
Yes, please. Puerto Rico needs help.
Yes.
It's a mistake to think otherwise. They are Americans. We are Americans. I am a Puerto Rican. Yes. And it's just devastating what's happening over there. So any help is appreciated and needed. Please donate, even if it's $5 or even your time. Yeah. Anything you can do to help, we welcome it and appreciate it. Thank you.
And if there was ever a group of people or passionate people that could help enact some change, I think it's the Evil Regals. I think you've got,
yes.
You guys are incredible. We're going to talk about you in a second as well.
Incredible.
So
I see them all here in the audience.
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that amazing?
I'm blessed.
So tell me, how all other stuff aside, how are you doing? How is Lana doing? How are you holding up?
Lana's great. Last time I checked in with her, she seems to be doing all right.
Very good. Busy, of course.
Busy, working on season 7. It's been
so you guys aren't
amazing.
Done yet.
We're
Still
only
going.
in episode 9.
Still going. Ooh.
So we have a long way to go.
Yeah,
awesome
audible
stories
gasps
to tell.
in the crowd.
I know, everyone's like, 9? Wait, it hasn't even aired yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything fun for Comic-Con tomorrow?
Showing up.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there, and I think we're all watching the episode together. Who's going to be there with me tomorrow?
Who said whoa?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Nice.
Perfect. That's really exciting.
Yeah, we're really excited. This is my first New York Comic Con. So
really?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
I'm
It is
really
a thing.
excited.
Yeah, it is like a real scene.
It's nice to be in my home city.
Yeah.
Doing a Comic Con.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Obviously. That's like the ideal scenario under which to watch that show, too, right? Like you all going to watch it together. It's a big room.
Oh, it's
friends
awesome.
And family. It's
awesome. And then you have like Regina's in the audience and Evil Queens and Emma's.
Future Regina's.
Captain Hooks, and it's pretty cool. Future Regina's.
Yes.
I love the Future Regina t-shirts. They like don't really know what image to put on it just yet, because we don't know who Regina's going to be, because she's been like 800 versions of herself.
Well, they've established the idea, Future Regina.
And leaving it blank.
Yeah, just leaving the door open.
Yeah, you never know.
They could be the Future Regina. They are the Future
They
Reginas.
are the Future Regina.
Right? You guys are the Future Reginas.
She's like, I don't know if I really want to be. But
she's like, it's just a cozy shirt. I didn't mean to sign up for such a long-term commitment.
They're awesome t-shirts.
They are.
I love the fan art that comes out of the show.
You
it's
post a lot.
so amazing. I do.
You do repost a lot. It is incredible, some of the stuff.
It's inspiring, and I love when you're a part of something that's still, promoting and inspiring art.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Music has come out of the show, and drawings, and spoofs, and plays, and poetry, books.
Yeah, you just reposted a video that I was sitting upstairs crying watching it earlier today.
Oh, is that Every Scar Has a Story?
Yes,
yeah.
Every Scar Has a Story. Phenomenal video. When you see something like that just sort of organically spawned from within your fan support in your community, how do you feel when you see a video like that? I was crying.
I cry a lot when I watch these videos. I'm inspired by all of their stories. I find this fandom is so brave and courageous to speak out, and whatever they've been harboring inside for so many years, like this fandom has given them a community and a support system for them to break out of themselves and share their stories and not live in shame anymore. And that's a very powerful thing. It's hugely positive and so wonderful, and I'm so proud of what we've all created together, because I couldn't have done this on my own.
Round of applause for all of that.
For all of you.
All of you. And this is why I was so excited for you to come back. One, because it's such a treat having you here and talking about all the stuff you're working on. But you do bring with you this wonderful vibe and this wonderful time, and just like it's all love and it's all positive, and it's a great thing. So thank you for that. Yeah. A couple of more questions before we get into the show. How's Lola? How's your mom doing?
You're so cute.
Well, your mom was here last time. I was lamenting downstairs that she couldn't make the trip with you on this journey. So I was like, send my love to your mom. I want to make sure your mom's all right. How's Lola doing?
My mom's amazing. She's the cutest thing ever. And Lola is like, I mean, come on.
Second cutest thing ever. Right?
Second cutest thing ever. I just received a photo today because she's staying with a friend. And Lola's just, I don't know who. She's a human in a dog suit.
The best.
I mean, she understands like sign language. I mean, she understands everything. She understands different languages. I don't know who she is.
What?
I swear, I'm always impressed by her.
Do you know what breed Lola is?
I always say she's 50% awesome and 50% perfect.
Gotta be it.
But
that sounds right. I was looking at the pictures. That sounds right. Based on the photographic evidence.
I think, we don't know. Lola's Puerto Rican. I'm serious. I met her. She was born in Puerto Rico. She's actually more Puerto Rican than I am. She's 100%. I met her in Puerto Rico back in 2000. Whichever, 9?
Oh, there you go.
9? I'm thinking 2009.
Yeah, we don't have to put that
I think
fine
it was
a point on it.
2009 is when I met her, and she was just like this little scrawny thing, but I knew she was special, and I'd never had a dog before in my life, and I met Lola, and it was like, you're coming home with me, and then I thought, what did I just say? Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. And then I didn't tell anyone I was bringing a dog home because I knew at the time my landlords would probably say no. My mother would probably say no. You're too busy. You're always traveling. But I couldn't resist. I brought her home, and she's amazing. I think she's collie mixed with some sort of shepherd, like an Australian shepherd or duck-toller retriever, maybe. But I know she has the fluffiest paws that are just like edible. Except she walks on them, so you don't want to eat them, but they're super cute.
Yeah, beyond cute. Excessively cute.
It's like an hour of Lola.
Yeah, no, we're gonna.
I can talk about her forever.
I know we put this up here.
Probably talk about Once Upon a Lola. Once Upon a Time.
First of all, we're definitely going to get to that, but I love to start with that stuff because I feel like you probably talk about Once Upon a Time everywhere, all the time.
Nice to answer personal questions.
Just to get to talk about what's going on.
Interest.
Of course, always. Now that said, this show's amazing. I got a chance.
I think so.
I got a chance to see the episode that's airing tomorrow.
Did you love
it? Love is not even the.
Did you love the end when?
Yeah.
Oh,
so let's do a detailed breakdown. We'll start with the final scene, and then we'll back up. No, it's fantastic, and I was really excited, very, very excited to see, because I know new beginnings, new characters, new things.
Yes.
Right? So many new things. Take me back to the last time you were here. It was just before the musical episode had come out. We didn't know who was leaving, who wasn't leaving, anything like that.
Wait, it was before the musical?
It was like right before, because we showed a clip of your musical. It was like right before.
Oh, that's right.
It's like a day or two before it, yeah.
Yes.
So there was a lot of stuff we didn't know yet, right? So then it comes out, who's leaving the show, who's not coming, all this sort of stuff.
Yes.
And very emotional, I'm sure, on your side. You know, your family that you've been with for 7 years. And
I know.
Everybody's got reasons and places they're going, and they're doing all these different things.
We have to respect and understand that.
I want to know, when you were finding that out, was there, were you immediately sure, well, I want to come back. I need to know what we're doing. I want to come back. Or were you on the fence? Where were you when you were finding out how the show was evolving? How did you feel about it at first? Because I know now we love it.
Yeah, I really stayed open. I think that, you know, everything happens for a reason. But once I spoke with Adam and Eddie and they pitched the idea for season 7 and my character, I was instantly intrigued and I wanted to hear more. And we had lengthy conversations about where Regina was going. And I know there's a lot of people that want to see Regina in love with someone. Maybe it's a dog. Maybe Lola's gonna be like the new regular of Once Upon a Bark.
Once upon a woof.
Once Upon a Woof. I don't know.
Can I tell you right now, I've already set my TiVo for Once Upon a Wolf. I am not missing a single episode.
I know people want to see Regina and get her happy ending, but I guess it really all depends on what defines a happy ending.
Okay, what is your definition of happy ending, right? What makes a happy ending?
I mean, inner peace and love for self, and I really believe that. I don't necessarily believe that happiness comes from another person. I think it does come from within, but other people definitely add to it. And so if Regina found someone she can spend the rest of her days with, that would make me really happy for her. I think she's kind of lonely. And I think Ronnie's pretty lonely, too.
Yeah.
She's been doing a lot of shots behind the bar. So that says a lot.
Let me ask you something. It must have been exciting, because have you ever had an opportunity as an actor to do something like this before, where you have a character, you're not starting over, you literally are kind of evolving this character. There's all these new facets that you didn't know were going to be there all of a sudden.
It's like you're just peeling away at the onion. Okay, what else is there? Yeah, there's a lot there. I mean, I think about where I am now and where I was 7 years ago. I'm in a very different place than I was 7 years ago. So why wouldn't my character be? She's evolved so much, from ripping hearts out to crushing them to now saving lives, and to now pouring drinks. But although I feel like she did that throughout. It was just behind closed doors.
You didn't see that? That was off camera? That was happening.
Yeah. Oh, no, Graham. Why did I do that? But, I think that she, there's especially with this new curse that's hit, and we are in Hyperion Heights in Seattle, Washington. Regina doesn't know who she is. She's Ronnie.
Right.
And...
That's
wow.
That's Ronnie's theme music.
And now Ronnie's a disco dancer at a bar. That was kind of cool and embarrassing for someone.
Yeah. Like 10 PAs are scrambling about right now.
We bust out in a dance.
But that was cool.
that was cool. Thanks. Thank you. Ronnie is a really interesting character, and we're still finding her. She, she's kind of been there, done it. Mm-hmm. She doesn't take any crap from anyone. She's a bit, rough around the edges, more laid back. She doesn't have magic in this world, so that's a bit troubling. But then she doesn't even know she's a magical character either, so that's even more troubling. So it's really about... it kind of mirrors season 1 in the sense that no one knew who they were except for a selective few.
That's part of the fun of watching that episode.
It is part of the fun. It's kind of nice to be on the other side of it.
And it's also great the little bits that it does pull from that first episode from the season 1, because they're in this new world. There's familiarity, not just familiar characters, but you can sort of figure out. Okay, I can see that they don't know who they are yet. And does that person know? That person looks like they know. That's so much fun, is watching this and figuring it out. Where do you guys stand on the set? When do they reveal to you what you know and don't know?
Well, in episode...
No, I mean, do they... No. I don't mean that.
I mean, is that a real question?
Yes, hang on. I phrased it poorly. But I mean, as an actor, do they say, you don't know in this episode? Or do they say, now you know, and at this point you've figured out who you are? Do they let you use that to inform your character at all, or no?
No.
They keep you in the dark. Yeah.
No, they keep you in the dark. I mean, I didn't even know Regina was awake in season 1 for a long time. Gotcha. So I didn't know a lot in season 1. And then in this season, wait, you had a question.
No, I was going to say, now tell me the episode when Ronnie wakes up.
Ronnie... No.
As you were saying.
They keep us in the dark for good reason. I think it kind of keeps the actors not getting ahead of themselves, and kind of just playing what is currently happening, so you're not planning ahead. Kind of throws performance off at times, and some things are really important to know in advance, but Adam and Eddie tend to keep things very close to the chest for good reason. And I like that. I like that that's their way, and I don't ask too many questions. But I do at times wonder who's awake and who's not awake. And so you can play with performance in that regard. You can do a take where maybe I am awake. And maybe not. So you can kind of play with the performance when you get the script and find those lines where you can, like, maybe sound like Regina or, kind of just little bits here and there, and then see where it ends up.
Do you ever, when it gets to the end point and now everything's out there, you've seen it, do you look back at something and go, oh, I wish I knew I could have done this? Or
of course. Yeah. Yes. Often. The fact that we learned that Regina can't have children so late, like it was season 5, I think, it was the 100th episode.
Hang on, how awesome is that? Have you ever?
Oh, I look to my evil regals all the time. I'm like, was it episode? And they're like 17. You're like,
got it.
And nope, it was episode 20. And I'm like, okay, they are on it. Yeah. I would never question their understanding of the show and their knowledge of the show.
Yeah. Is there, and again, without revealing detail, because I know you can't, but can you say, is there a moment or something in particular that you're extra excited for? Like, oh, guys.
Like when I dance on the bar?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Or am I?
Or are you?
No. That hasn't happened yet. Although I probably just gave you a great idea. All right, I'll dance on. But
it's only episode 9. It could happen. We don't know yet.
That's true. We have some. What is that? Yeah. We have some old characters coming back. And I'm really excited about one in particular, who's this gorgeous redhead.
There you go.
Who could I be talking about?
Rebecca.
Yes. So Rebecca Mader's coming back, and we're very, very excited.
Have you already filmed that, yes or no?
I don't know.
You're so good.
I think I'm under a sleeping curse.
Fair enough. Well, as I promised, we've set aside a bunch of extra time for your amazing fans to ask some questions.
That's great.
As we love to do. So at this point, we're going to turn it over. We have a microphone in the room. Our first one's right here.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good. You have a Ronnie thing going right now.
A little bit.
Yeah, with like the hoops and the rock T-shirt and the ripped jeans.
My spirit animal.
I dig it.
Thank you. I was wondering, has being a part of the show for so long given you like a new appreciation for like Disney or fairy tales?
Absolutely. In fact, it started early on. I've always loved Disney, but I wasn't like a Ginny Goodwin Disney fanatic. Which, by the way, no one's cuter at Disney, like, ever. She's the cutest thing ever, next to my mom and Lola.
Yeah, we're compiling a list.
I know, there's like
to be in the show notes.
Cuter, cutest.
Cutest things ever.
I remember early on in some of the interviews, they would ask, what princess did you want to be growing up? I was like, I never wanted to be a princess. I wanted to be a mermaid. But I didn't want to be the little mermaid. I just wanted to be a real mermaid. But as I've been on the show and as working so closely with Disney and going to the parks more than I ever have in my life, and going with loved ones, and it's become such an incredible, magical place for my family and my friends, and for me. I just love it. I love it, and yes, I'm a huge Disney fan now. Huge. I have my own set of ears.
Really?
Yeah, I do, but they're evil queen ears.
I was going to say, and do you have a name on the back of the ears?
No.
Oh.
I didn't go that far. I'm getting there.
Okay, it's okay.
But I do have a T-shirt. I have a Mickey T-shirt. I have a Mickey sweatshirt. Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
I have. Yeah, I've kind of gone. I've gone Disney.
It's not a bad thing at all. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney-itis.
Disney, you got the Disney-itis. Our next question's going to come from right over here.
Hi,
Lana.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too. It's a bit of a question and a compliment.
Okay.
We know all the work you've done with every character, any character you've played, and how masterful you've brought them to life. And as an aspiring writer, it's everything I would want from a performer, bringing my world and my people to life. So I was wondering if you ever had the chance to create a world as a writer, what kind of story would you want to tell?
That's a really good question. It is. I actually wrote a short a long time ago, and it was kind of based on my life here, growing up in Brooklyn, not here on the stage, but like here in New York, and kind of, you know, it was a little bit of my life, and then it was like fabricated, and but it was really about following your dreams, and I think that sometimes you don't see those stories enough. And so I wrote this short a long, long time ago, and I guess my intention in it was really to inspire, which is something I really love to do. I'm generous in that way. It makes me really happy to be a part of something that is changing lives or inspiring artistry, be it writing or painting, or someone can find it therapeutic. That's something that's always resonated with me. I remember I went to Sri Lanka. I was there after the tsunami, and I started this art program. I was there for about 7 weeks, and I worked with like 800 children, and I was teaching them how to kind of express what was going on inside of them, but through art. So it was through painting, through, you know, drawings, through just so they can like find ways to get it out, especially for kids, because it's hard. So I would want to create something that would end up giving back somehow. That really resonates with me. Yeah. You're welcome.
Do you think you'll ever carve out time down the road to create that thing? Is that part of your plan at some point?
To write something?
To write something and make that thing, that world that's going to give back.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like we've been able to do that with one.
I was going to say, arguably, you're doing a lot of that already.
Thank you. Yeah.
For sure.
I've always been like a volunteer, and my dad and my mother, both sides of my families, are so generous with people. There was always like strangers eating at the dinner table. We were like, and who's this person? And my father would bring the other homeless person home. Who's in the shower? You know, it was like, okay. So I kind of grew up always learning how to give back. Thanksgiving dinners, we were at the, you know, veterans home, handing out turkey and mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving. Like, it's just something my family's always done, so it kind of makes sense that I would find a way to do both in my life, to still be the actor that I've always wanted to be, but find ways to give back. And I think that's what's so incredible about being a celebrity, is that you have this incredible platform and people are listening and they're watching, and we have a huge impact than most out there. And so I want to be wise about how I use it.
Very little debate that you're doing exactly that. Our next question is going to come from right here, I believe.
Hi. So you've mentioned in the past about how Regina has taught you a lot about yourself, how playing Regina's taught a lot about you about yourself. I was wondering if yet Ronnie has taught you anything about yourself.
If so, in what episode? Totally kidding.
An episode? Yes, Ronnie is actually paving a future path for me, I find, which I'm excited about, the future Regina. I'm playing with Ronnie's sort of temperament. You know, the Evil Queen was so just like reactive and impulsive and compulsive and obsessive. And Ronnie, I'm kind of taking a more mature approach with, where she's more contemplative, kind of sits back, doesn't react too quickly, and just kind of thinks things through before she responds. And I think that's really critical for a lot of people, and some people don't do. And I, at times in my life growing up, I was very reactive. I'm Puerto Rican and Sicilian from Brooklyn. Like,
it's going to happen.
Everything's loud, yelling. I'm not yelling. It's like, you're yelling at me. No, I'm not. It's just how we talk in New York. Everyone's loud. So I feel like with Ronnie, it's more like, no, it's all good. Here, take a shot. Chill out. Let's just think about this. And I like that. I think that's going to be very beneficial.
Have you ever over calibrated on set? Like, have you gone like being cognizant of your loudness and your heritage? Have you
in Canada?
Yeah, like Lana, you can speak up a little bit. Like you can dial it up just a little. Like you don't have to dial it back that much. Or like
I find being from New York and especially in Vancouver, West Side versus East Side. West Side is more like low key, laid back. So you take a New Yorker out of, a Puerto Rican Sicilian into Vancouver, Canada. I feel like
you blend.
yeah. A bit louder than most people there. A little direct, maybe sometimes too direct. But that's okay.
Wouldn't change it. We've got a few more left. Our next one's going to be from right over here.
Hi.
Hi, Lana. I'm Cardelan. I was wondering, how did you...
Where are you from?
Turkey.
Thank you for coming all this way.
Thank you. I was wondering, how did you prepare for Ronnie different than Regina and Evil Queen? You have playlists for Regina, and did you learn anything like bartending skills?
Well, I actually worked. Sorry, my eyelashes. I actually worked at a bar for a few years when I was in my 20s. I think I may have started there before I was old enough to work there.
Totally the first person in history to ever do that.
I won't say how old I was, but I started working at a bar quite young. I was a bar back for a short period of time, and then I became a cocktail server. So I feel... I find that I end up talking to the props department and the set deck often. I'm like, I need this. I need more ice here. I need one of those fountain pumps, those things. And they actually installed one for me. I was like, I need one of these. They totally did. I was like, this isn't working. What's the point of having it if it doesn't work? So they set it up and now it works. So so it's great. So I do have some input. I wanted to change the straws. I feel like, no, we need black straws, not red straws. They got some, there's some ideas. I wanted some baseball memorabilia up on the wall, but that's really hard to get cleared. But we found some stuff that we were able to do. So I did come with some ideas. As far as Ronnie goes, yes, I did have some input on how she looks, what she, how her style is, what I wanted her to wear. Eddie had a lot of input on that as well. Her hairstyle, which is very different. It's more curly. Thank you so much. I wanted her to be more approachable. And so that was part of it too. And there's been a lot of prep. I think Cher has inspired me early on in her career when she did the movie I can't remember right now with Eric Stoltz.
I was thinking Moonstruck. It's not
yeah, well, there's that too, but the one with Eric Stoltz would... Yeah, that happened earlier today, and I couldn't remember. Does anyone know?
It's going to be a deep pull.
Anyone? Oh, gosh. No one's going to know.
No.
Anyhow, so there was a bit of that. I found some inspiration there, and just... and kind of just like, the Evil Queen and Regina are really complex. I would say that those characters are a little bit harder than Ronnie to play. Ronnie, I'm kind of just like letting it come to me little by little, and it's great. It's so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. We're going to try to squeeze in two more, but before we do that, a couple of things real quick. One, you all have phones. Somebody please find the name of that movie. It's going to kill me.
Oh my
got
God,
it?
you're
Perfect.
just like I am.
It's going to drive me nuts.
It's been driving me nuts since Sirius XM.
Oh.
What is it? Mask.
There it is.
Oh, thank you.
There's like a release. Okay,
because we're having a moment, you and I. I'm like, it's a great film, and she's amazing in it. And if you watch it, she's like a motorcycle chick, and I wanted Ronnie to have that sort of edge.
That's a cool vibe.
Yeah.
And my follow up was when you were talking about how you had them converted into a functioning bar. Do you then, in between takes...
planning parties?
Yeah, I was going to say,
crew.
do you sneak in a cocktail for people between takes?
We've all talked about it. Yeah. We're like, so should we have the screening party here at Ronnie's? Everyone wants to have a party at Ronnie's.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's a really amazing set. And look closely, because there's stuff in there. There's a lot of Easter eggs, they call them, right? Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs.
Very cool.
Fun.
All right, next question is going to be, I believe, right here.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
First, I just want to say that me and my friends, the Evil Duckling Squad, we all send love all around the globe to you.
Thank you.
My question is, what does it mean to you to be a beacon of hope to so many people?
Thank you. I feel incredibly honored, honestly. I feel like, you know, it's inspiring for me because it makes me want to keep being the best version of myself that I could be. I want to learn more. I want to grow more. I want to keep giving and sharing as much as I possibly can. And I honestly wouldn't be in this position without all of you. Your big hearts have touched me, and I care so deeply. I wish I had like 85 hours in a day so I can give more. But I love it, and thank you. It's a huge, huge honor.
Thank you for that. All right, guys, squeeze it as much as we can. We're going to do one more question, and it is right there. Perfect.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, throughout the series of the show, we've seen various curses, like the sleeping curse, the music curse. So if you, as Lana, could pitch a new curse to the writers, what would you want to do?
Like the hamburger curse?
Sure. Tell me about this hamburger curse.
Yeah, cheeseburger curse.
You got a lot of burger curse ideas.
I mean, any version of a burger curse is a good curse.
Ideas are burger-centric.
Yes. It's the only meal I've had today. A burger curse could be fun. I don't know what that would look like giant cheeseburgers. It was like Attack of the Giant Cheeseburger kind of curse.
What if all the food still looked like the regular food, but it all tasted like cheeseburgers? Because remember, it's a curse. It can't be like a pleasant thing.
I love that.
You know, that's yours. I'm going to put that out there. If that ends up in episode 10, I'm not going to be honored.
Wait, if popsicles taste like hamburgers?
Cheeseburgers. Everything. Cheeseburgers. Popcorn.
Everything?
Cheeseburgers. Everything. Name a food. Any food. Cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburger.
That's how it works.
I mean, I'm down. Yes, I want to be cursed right now.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
That's a really good one. What would yours be?
Hamburger addict too, so I would really be in favor for that.
You're like, can I be sitting next to you when we're cursed? Yeah, I know.
you.
Burgers are like my favorite thing. I think everyone on the planet knows that now because it's all I talk about. Burgers and Lola.
I'm gonna call up Elon Musk and tell him to stop this whole renewable energy thing. I need a hamburger curse. I need that technology now.
Now
is what I need.
Stop.
Well,
yeah,
look,
this has been awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Is everyone excited about season 7?
Guys, new night. It's on Fridays now. All right, 8/7 Central, ABC. Tomorrow, this is it. It's happening. It's here. We waited forever. It's here. Fridays, guys. One more time.
Here.
Lana Parrilla.